Editing. So if you are in a school or in a college or doing some kind of job business, editing is one of the most important skill for all of you, and especially if you are a content creator. Then there are two terms known as retention, user engagement, which are very important in order to decide either YouTube going to recommend your video or not. So if retention and user engagement is more on your video, YouTube will going to recommend your video more and more, because YouTube want other users to be stayed onto the platform. And guess what, for all those retention and engagement, the most important point to consider is editing. Now in this video, we are going to learn editing from beginner to advanced. Now coming to the first question, which platform you should use to at least learn the editing? So there are few platforms available onto the internet. Some of them are paid, but some of them are free. Free versions are having a very less features, but today I'm going to reveal one of the product which is free but at the same time having more features than a paid version of editing software, and that is DaVinci Resolve. So in this video I'm going to explain you how to edit a video into DaVinci Resolve. So there are multiple features available on DaVinci Resolve and it is totally free editing software. So let's get started with the video. Okay, so if I talk about how to download the DaVinci Resolve, so you can simply go onto the official website of DaVinci Resolve, that is blackmagicdesign.com, and you can download it for free. Coming to the app, once you open that particular app, it will take a bit time. If you are new here, you will see a untitled project tab, not others, and you can create a new project or open any existing project. So let's open an existing project. If you are new here, you will create a new project, so just open it. Okay, so I am dividing this particular UI into 4 important sections. One is the upper section, left section, right section, and bottom section. The most important is the bottom section, and this is the section which is loved by most of the editors. Why? Because there are few tabs are there which divide whole editing process into 7 steps. So if you make any kind of video and you feel that how can I edit it, it simply guide us that how you can divide your editing steps into 7 parts. One is media. Now in this particular tab, you will going to insert all the media which is going to required for editing this particular video. You can always jump through all those steps in between editing. And the best part is any effect which you created in any particular tab will going to reflect in all of the other tabs as well. So in media, you are going to insert all of the media which is going to required by the video. Second one is a cut. So here you are going to arrange all those clips with the music. So this section is for dragging all those media into your timeline. So if you want to add a background music, you just drag and drop here. We will do it after some time. Coming to the third one, that is edit, and all the editors spend most of the time here because this section have a multiple tools to create multiple effects for cutting, editing, joining your clips and creating a very good transition effects into your video. Coming to the fusion part, here you can create any particular effect onto your video. Those effects are like a kind of VFX, a 3D effect, and many more things. And these things which you are seeing onto the screen is known as nodes. This one is media in, this one is media out. So media is simply what you inserted into timeline, and media out will be what would be the resultant output of that particular video after creating lots of effect. Now this section is very important. If you want to create any particular effect onto your video, you just add a node here, and then you will add any kind of multiple effect into your video. All the effect will going to be imposed into your video. Coming to the fifth one, that is color. Color grading is very important. If you want to give a kind of feel into your video, if you want to give a feel of 90s, so we'll reduce the color. In that case, your video become black and white, and you can create an effect to show that I'm talking about a story of 90s. If you want to create a horror effect, you just increase the redness of that particular color. So this is the basically magic of color grading. This is also very important tip in order to give a particular color to your video. You can create a blur effect into a particular section of your video. Coming to the sixth one, that is music. Now music is very important to give a feel to your video. Now if you want to add a background music and you want to control the music, you can simply control the music by this particular tools. And also you can change music type to mono, to stereo, and there are few more things are also there. Coming to the last section, that is our export section, and now you have to insert some kind of settings, and this settings will last for all the other videos. You can change it anytime. So you need to give a file name of export, you need to give the location where you want to save the exported file, and there are few more things. Now here you can see the resolution. So if you want to make a short video, you just click onto that particular use vertical resolution and you will export it on vertical resolution. So let's start with the first one. If I want to import the videos, so let's click onto here. So let's suppose you want to insert a media. So just click onto your folder. You can always click here and add folders. Just click on, let's suppose I want to add audio sounds, so just add it here. I think I already did that, so just click here and add this one. So you can simply drag and drop. Here you can add any particular location by just right clicking it, adding a new location. Let's suppose you want to add a new location. Just click here and let's suppose I want to add, just add your personal. Okay, so as you can see, my personal folder is added here. Now click on any particular folder and you can expand it according to your requirements. So if I want let's suppose I want audios, so just click onto the short audios. Here you can see all the short audio is there, and you can always drag and drop any particular video which you want into your video. So here are my video. Now the best part is you can play it by hovering over it. For example, let's check out my mouse. So here you can see I'm able to play this particular clip onto hovering that particular media. Same is for video clips. I can play the video clips through hovering effect like that. Also, when I click over here, I can play this in that particular way also. And if I want to select certain section of this particular video, I just right click over here, adding mark in, and let's suppose I want till here. So I can right click here and mark out. So here you can see that this particular section is got selected, and I can simply drag and drop here. And once I play this particular clip, it's just clip which I selected onto that particular timeline. Means that portion of that particular clip from mark in to mark out. Okay, so this is what you can do using media tab. You can always come onto the media tab in between your editing, and you can drag and drop any particular video you want into your video. Let's suppose I want this one, so I can come here and drag this one also. Coming to this second portion, that is cut portion. Now cut and edit are quite similar. You can actually drag and drop clips here, as well as you can do the same onto edit section also. But the difference is you can see a broader overview of all your clips into this particular section. So you can simply drag and drop whatever you want into this particular section for creating an effect, and this will reflect it over here. You can always add a mark in order to denote that here you need to add something. So I think we can do all those things from edit section as well. So coming to the edit section, now I really started my editing. Here you can see I'm having certain cuts, so I already did that to save your time. So what you need to do is you need to import your video. You can simply cut the portion which you want to cut from that particular timeline, and you will see a resultant video. Also, you can delete any particular video by selecting that particular video and clicking onto the delete button. Now, if you want to make a combination of all those clips, you can simply just select all those clips from your timeline like so, and when you right click over it, you will see a new component clip. Once you click on to that, you will create a whole component clip of that small clips like so. So you have created a single video of all those clips. Now I don't want to do that, so I am controlling that, because this will going to help me to indicate a certain point, and which is essential to mark your video. Let's suppose want to give a transition to your video, or giving a kind of small effect into your video. Okay, so let's play the video first without editing. 15th of August 1947, when India finally got the independence after sacrificing lots of life. This day has a significant meaning in every Indian's heart. We finally gained a feeling of freedom into our hearts almost after 200 years. But as a nation, we had lots of challenges in front of us, such as communal tension, education, healthcare, economic, and many more. One of the biggest challenge at that time was to represent ourselves as a competitive nation, and few things are required in order to succeed into that. And one of them was a space research and a space program. So let's try to understand how India overcome this challenge from 1940s till 2023, when it may become world's 4th country in lunar exploration after US, China and Russia. Okay, so as you can see, I have added some of cut here, and these cuts are actually decide what kind of video it is. If it is in a slow mode, so you can take a kind of small padding into your cuts, but if you want to set like a hard effect onto the user, so you can always shorten the padding of that particular clip. Padding means the gap between where you stop saying something and where you started saying something. So if you reduce that amount, it will having a hard effect onto the user, so user listen it with more attention. Now coming to this one, so let's create our first effect, that is 15th of August. Now what I want is, I want 15th of August to play onto this video. Okay, so let's drag and drop here. 15th of August 1947. Now here you can see that where you have to import this one. So let's suppose I want to tell that 15th of August 1947. So whatever I'm telling, it is writing over screen like so, August 1947. So it's perfect. I think we can always do this one. Yes, this is important to create an opacity effect. If I want a video to be started submerging with my video, you can create this effect. Now let's suppose India finally, it will look like that when India finally got the independence. So what it does is, it actually merge other video with this particular video by simply creating an opacity effect. The opacity will going to be decreased, and after some time it will automatically hide from the screen. Starting here, I just want to give an alert to a user. So simply I can add a whoosh or a mouse click, and a mouse click is quite professional, so we are going to add a mouse click. So let's go here and click on to useful media, where I already save all those useful things. You can check it. Yes, it is perfect. Just go here, and simply import it here. Now let's check it. 15th of August 1940. Yes, perfect. So you can always adjust it later. 7, when India finally got the independence. Okay, so we finally created a transparent effect. Finally got the independence, or an opacity effect. Finally got the independence. After, right. So now I have to add another clip. Say that India finally got the independence. So I need to add a text here. So let's drag and drop the text like so. Let's play it. When India finally got the independence after sacrificing lots of life. This, I think now it's perfect because we have added a text which will going to show us India finally got the independence after that we got the independence. So we need to drag this mouse click in order to indicate the user. So let's Control V, arrange it. Let's play it one more time. India finally got the independence after sacrificing lots of life. This, right, so it's perfect now. Significance meaning in every Indian's heart. We finally gain a feeling of freedom. Okay, so we need to indicate the feeling of freedom. So a video which is going to show a kind of happy feeling. So let's play it here. Mark in. I think that is a right point to mark in, and mark out. Let's drag and drop here. Okay, his heart. We finally gained a feeling of freedom into our hearts almost after 200 years. Okay, so I think it's good. Let's make a transparent effect, add a mouse click again, put it here and check it one more time. Every Indian's heart. We finally gained a feeling of freedom into our hearts almost after 200 years. Now I don't think that there is a clip required, so just cut it down. Indian's heart. We finally gained a feeling of freedom into our hearts almost after 200 years. But as a nation, we had lots of challenges. Okay, so as a nation, I need to indicate which nation. So now I have to add a flag or something. So add this flag with a mouse click again. Perfect. Now played it. 100 years. But as a nation, we had lots of challenges. Now it's enough till here. Add a transparent effect. Let's play it. Yes. But as a nation, we had lots of challenges in front of us, such as communal tension. Okay, so we need to indicate the communal tension. So here you can add this screenshot with a mouse click again, so that you can alert the viewer Perfect. Let's play it.
Such as communal tension, education.
Okay, communal tension is something which is not in whole screen, so we need to cover this gap as well. So just click onto this particular transform button and stretch it to fill the screen. After selecting that particular clip, just click onto that particular transform again and now see the result
in front of us, such as communal tension, education.
Okay, now on the education I need a screenshot again in order to denote the education. So let's make it more simple. Copy, paste here. Let's play it one more time.
Such as communal tension, education, healthcare.
Okay, just make it more prior. Also, this screen is also not covering the whole screen, so just click onto transform button, stretch it up to the whole screen, again make it disable, play it again.
Such as communal tension, education, healthcare, economic, and many.
Okay, so just make a transparent effect here also.
Economic and many more. One of the biggest challenge at that time was to represent ourselves as a competitive nation.
Okay, so now you need to indicate a competition or a competitive nation. So for that, I choose this screenshot in order to make it perfect. So I will show the final result. Just add this mouse click here also. Control V, final play.
Was to represent ourselves as a competitive nation and few things.
Okay, just stretch it again. Okay, let's play it again.
One of the biggest challenge at that time was to represent ourselves as.
Now without mouse it looks quite boring, so let's play it without mouse, then with mouse. Click.
Ourselves as a competitive nation and few things are required.
Right, now add a click effect. Now play the video again.
Present ourselves as a competitive nation and few things are required in order to succeed into that.
Okay, so
competitive nation and few things are required in order to succeed into that, and one of them was a space research and space program.
Okay, so I need to indicate some space research and space program, a kind of video which indicate a kind of space program, right? So I'm having a video and it's quite louder, so I'm reducing my volume and playing it. As you can see, I already selected it from this particular point. Let's play it. Right, and that one, so that you can directly drag down here, make it mute, and let's play it.
And one of them was a space research and space program. So let's try to.
Great.
Them was a space research and space program. So
great. I think it's quite good now.
Them was a space research and space program.
Okay, so now I have indicated that I'm talking about space research and space program. Now coming to the later part.
Let's try to understand how India overcome this challenge from 1940s till 2023.
Okay, so I'm talking about 1940s till 2023. For that, I think it's best to add a text. So for text, you can simply create on effect, and here you can see video transition, audio transition, titles, generators, effects. So we will go into the titles and we can try any particular title. So I'm just trying a fade on effect here. You can try all those things one by one, but fade on is quite looks like that.
2023 when it may become world.
Right, so just reduce it. Now let's make it 1940s to 2023, just making it more clear. To add some kind of color here, you can simply check inspector. For that, just select that particular tab, open the inspector, and you will see all kind of settings here related to that particular text. So now change the color of the text, just change the color to somewhere red. Okay, Now let's play it again.
40s till 2000.
Okay, so we need to increase the size, reducing the tracking so that it will fit onto the screen. Line spacing, I can reduce it, but I think it's all good. Just make it more wider, and that's all. Just add a whoosh effect here. Mouse clicking is not good here. It looks like that.
This challenge from 1940s till 2000.
Okay, so it's quite louder. I'm putting it onto the lower side, so I will reduce the volume after that. Okay, so I added a whoosh effect. Let's play it.
This challenge from 1940s till to.
Okay, so it's overriding my text. So
from 1940s till 2023, when it may become world's fourth
it's quite longer, so make it shorter.
country in lunar exploration.
Okay, so I am talking about lunar exploration here. So just add a moon kind of image. So let's drag and drop a clip which I already have.
Lunar exploration after US, China and Russia.
Okay, so lunar exploration, so it's quite longer, make it short. And now as you can see that my screen is not covered, so again click on transform, stretch it up to the screen, play it again with a click effect, click sound.
Fourth country in lunar exploration after US, China and Russia.
I think it's all about this clip, so let's play it from starting to end one more time in order to see our final result.
15th of August 1947, when India finally got the independence after sacrificing lots of life. This day has a significant meaning in every Indian's heart. We finally gained a feeling of freedom into our hearts almost after 200 years. But as a nation, we had lots of challenges in front of us, such as communal tension, education, healthcare, economic, and many more. One of the biggest challenge at that time was to represent ourselves as a competitive nation, and few things are required in order to succeed into that, and one of them was a space research and space program. So let's try to understand how India overcome this challenge from 1940s till 2023, when it may become world's fourth country in lunar exploration after US, China and Russia.
Okay, so now I think the editing part is completed. Let's come to the fusion part. Now I don't think any effect is required into that. Fusion is something which is required a lot of time to complete, but at the same time it is required when we want a kind of pro level of editing into our video. So we can create a 3D effect, a kind of transformation, or simply adding a effect onto our video like a text or something. So we already did that into our edit section, and fusion will take more time, so it may result in a longer video. So I'm skipping the fusion part for now. If you really want a video on fusion, write down into the comment section. I will make a separate video on the fusion section. Now coming to the color section, you can add a kind of blur effect here, make a color grading on your video. Have a look at how the blur effect got created onto my video. So if I increase it, make a blur. You can always reset it by clicking on the reset button. It's quite helpful. Now this is for our blur effect. Now try with the color effect. So here, as you can see, my videos looks like that. Now if I want to increase the redness of this particular color, I simply drag and make it like that. So as you can see, all those results are on my screen. I make it a quite red, so do not make it much red, just make it a small red. Now you can change the greenness of your color, so just decrease it more, it will become more. So let's increase it to up to medium, so it will look quite yellowish. Just increase the blueness so that it's quite hit and trial method, and you can always check that on which particular color grading your video looks much more better. So as you can see, I reduces the blue color and it looks like quite yellowish, so I need to make it more like that. Okay, so as you can see, I increases the redness of my video, also greenness of the video, and reduces the blue color from my video, and as a result you can see a quite gradient effect onto our video. Let's play it with that particular gradient.
After US, China and Russia.
Yeah, it looks quite good. You can change the color grading as per your requirement, and that is all. You can always switch between this particular tabs in order to control the color grading by switching over here. You have different ways to make a color grading here. And also you can add a blur effect. I already told you can always adjust the blur effect. Now this is, I think, all about color. Coming to the music part, so that is again an important section. Now here you can control the volume. Let's suppose you want to increase your volume, so just play it.
In every Indian's heart,
You can decrease or increase the volume.
Freedom into our hearts almost after 200 years. But as a nation, we had lots of challenges in front of us, such as.
Now before this, let's add a background sound. So just jump onto this particular section, add a background sound. So let's again drag and drop here, another clip, add another clip, and like so. You can do it up to your video. You can choose different sound also, but I'm choosing one only. Okay, so let's check the sound, how it looks like. Let's reduce the volume, make it quiet. Okay, let's play it.
15th of August 1947, when India finally got the independence after sacrificing lots of life. This day has a significant meaning in every Indian's heart.
Okay, just attach it.
We finally gained a feeling of freedom into our heart.
Let's jump onto the final product. So I'm jumping over here. So here you can see that already added the background sound, and you can adjust the volume of background sound.
Got the independence after sacrificing lots of life.
If I want to increase the sound, you can increase the sound like so.
Every Indian's heart.
But I finally want
gained
that much
feeling of freedom into our hearts almost after 200 years. But as a nation, we had lots of challenges.
I think that's perfect. Now if I want to change the audio type, you can right click over here, change track type to mono from a stereo. So coming to that one, you need to change the track type to mono. Also for my own voice, changing my track type to mono. Now let's play it again
in front of us, such as coming attention.
Now let's suppose I want to increase my volume, so you can increase it from here. It's all about your volume control. So it's personal preference that where you want to put your settings. So it's totally depend on your video, how much sound you want from background, how much you're on. According to that, you will adjust all kind of audio volumes here into the audio section. Let's play it again.
Finally gained a feeling of freedom into our hearts almost after 200 years. But as a nation, we had lots of challenges in front of us.
Okay, I think it sounds perfect. So now coming to the export section or render part, just add your output name like so. Okay, just add your location where you want to save your file. So I want to save it onto DaVinci output. You are having options of using a vertical resolution for shots, but for video it is perfect, and remaining settings are quite good. So if you want, you can change it, no problem with that, but the default one is quite better. So just click on to add to render queue. Now here you can see there are two jobs are there. One is already completed and the second one is our current one. So just click on to render. So it will take around 30 seconds to render this particular video. Now that is all for this video. I hope you get an idea how to edit your video in DaVinci Resolve. I hope you found this video informative. If yes, then please like this video and do subscribe to my channel for more such informative video. Thank you very much for watching this video.